George Washington here. You notice a monument to me, so I thought I would tell you a little bit about my life in case you didn't know. I was born February 22nd in 1732, and I was the fifth of 10 children. My Virginia birthplace was a bed of oyster shells. My parents were Augustine and Mary Ball Washington. My father was a planter in Virginia, and we grew mostly tobacco. My father died when I was 11, and I went to live with my older brother, Lawrence, on a farm in Mount Vernon, which I'm sure you know about. In school, I studied really hard, arithmetic, reading, penmanship. I began to write a list of rules of character, which you might be familiar with. I was always a peacemaker, tall and strong, and at age 15, I needed to leave education to take care of my mother and the family. After I left school, I became a surveyor. I was also a carpenter and a blacksmith. And I grew by reading and observing, and good manners breed good morals. Remember that. I applied the rules of civility to all that I did. In 1753, when I was in my 20s, I was in the midst of action. I was a major in the militia. You know what that is. I volunteered to lead a party through 900 miles of wilderness to deliver a message to the French. I was young, but I was trusted. I was trained and confident that I was selected to lead. Later, I returned to that woods and accompanied our English forces on a mission to inject the French from the claims of the Ohio Valley. The battle was the opening of a worldwide 7-year war that would drive the French from North America and place out our British cousins firmly in charge of the continent. 4 bullet holes in my coat, 2 horses wounded under me, and a lead ball passed right through my hat. Our effort was unsuccessful, but I had done my boldest and best, and I came home a hero. In 1755, I was the commander of Virginia troops, and I trained soldiers in battle. In 1758, I retired from the Army and returned to Mount Vernon, which I loved. I inherited it from my brother Lawrence's widow. And once I was home, I was elected to the House of Burgesses, Virginia state government. In 1759, at the age of 27, I married Martha, a widow and mother to 2 children, Patsy and Jackie. I had no children of my own. When Virginia and the other colonies began the great debate for independence, I was there. I wore my uniform to Congress, and I was unanimously selected as the commander-in-chief of our armies. I devoted myself solely to the American Union and patriotism. I remembered the advice from my youth. I kept my promise. I was the first soldier commissioned by my country. I remained in the Army and did not return home until each battle was won. Darkness and defeat, success, uncertainty, but never despair. The virtue of my men and the nobility of our cause would ultimately bring our reward. We won the revolution. But that ending was just a beginning. We had national character to establish. The country needed to defend liberty and to provide for representative government. A constitutional convention was called, and I unanimously was chosen as president. We began our task. Finally, the work was done. The Constitution, few in words, created a national government while limiting the powers of the government. It was a document devoted to the common good. When the states accepted the Constitution, I was unanimously, again, elected as our country's first president, then elected a second term. I served 2 terms, 1789 to 1797, and retired to Mount Vernon. I led great people to make great land to create a better world. I died before my 68th birthday. I went out for a ride on my horse in Mount Vernon. It was cold and I was chilled. I was coming down sick. The doctors were called, but it was too late. I died December 14th, 1799. Hello, George Washington here. I'm going to tell you about my teeth. My teeth have been talked about all of history, but I want to tell you about me first. I'm very honest. I'm a great dancer. I was a wonderful horseman, military hero, father of our country, first president, but my teeth were horrendous. I lost my first tooth when I was 22. My other teeth started turning the color of a rotten banana. I was really embarrassed about my teeth. So when I went to the dentist, I would record my bill as a hat bill instead of dentist because I didn't want anyone to know. When I told jokes, I would keep my mouth closed. At dinner parties, I only ate soft food because my teeth fell out. I tried my very best to keep my teeth clean. I used toothbrushes, tooth powders, scrapers, sponges. I even brushed my horse's teeth every day. His teeth were cleaner than mine. I cheated death many times. Smallpox, influenza, malaria. And when I got sick, they would prescribe me a mercury chloride. So that made me better and I was able to survive, but it made my teeth fall out. And like all colonists, we ate a lot of corn. I also had a sweet tooth. Didn't help my teeth. My favorite was sugared almonds. People back then did not use toothpaste. They used tooth powder. So when I would clean my teeth, it would clean them, but it also rubbed all the enamel off, which made my teeth fall out. I lost a tooth almost every year. When I went to the dentist, they would use an instrument called a tooth key to rip out the root. Very, very painful. And dentists were very expensive. There were not many dentists around at that time, about 74 in the entire country. So you either ripped it out yourself or you went to a blacksmith. Either way, no good. By the time the Revolutionary War hit, I had lost so many teeth. I asked my dentist, Dr. John Greenwood, to make me some dentures. He used cow, elk, donkey, and human teeth attached to a lead base at the back of metal coils. And sometimes they used my own teeth or those that I bought from my slaves. Sometimes dentists would try to implant teeth into other people, but that didn't work out very well, so I would have preferred dentures. So I had dentures. They weren't white like you people have today. They were brown and icky because the food would go into it. And they looked like rotten wood. No, children, I did not have wooden teeth. They looked like wooden teeth. So get that straight. I had to keep my mouth clenched because my dentures would fall out. So it made me look like a grumpy chipmunk. On the dollar bill, you'll see it. By the time I was president, I only had one tooth left. And I didn't want to lose that one tooth. So Dr. Greenwood made me a set of dentures with my one tooth there. But as my teeth started to collapse, my cheeks sunk in, and when I sat for the original painting of the dollar bill, I actually stuffed cotton into my mouth so that I would look somewhat normal. By that time, though, they kept falling out and I kept drooling. I didn't like to speak much. I didn't speak much at meetings. And actually, my second inaugural address was the shortest in history with 135 words. So I lost my tooth in 1796, and Dr. Greenwood saved it and carried it around with him. Where are my teeth now? In 1937, Dr. Greenwood's descendants donated my last tooth to the New York Medicine Society. And in 1981, a set of mine was stolen. Who would steal my teeth? They haven't found my bottom dentures, but my upper dentures can be found in my home in Mount Vernon, Virginia.